$96 billion. That's the price tag if you want everything these 30 people own, combined. And if you're thinking this is the usual pop star parade, think again. We're looking at oil refineries so big they have their own weather, software that quietly runs half the planet's data, and one telecom network that keeps an entire continent on the phone. Stick around. By the end, you'll know who just leaped 12 spots in 12 months and whose bank balance just nudged past the Hornets' valuation. 30. Tyler Perry, net worth $1 billion. Guy went from sleeping in a Geo Metro to owning the largest independent film studio in the U.S. Perry's secret. Owned the stages, the sets, the scripts, even the streaming rights. When Viacom CBS wrote him a 9-figure check in 2023, his vault of Madea one-liners suddenly looked like Fort Knox. 29. Jay-Z, net worth $1.4 billion. From Marcy projects to the Forbes list without ever changing his flow. Champagne that rhymes with Armored Brigade, cognac your uncle can't pronounce, and a music catalog that quietly spits out cash every time someone says "ah" on a track. That's a business major disguised as a mixtape. 28. Michael Jordan, net worth $2.0 billion. Yeah, the sneakers still sell every 45 seconds somewhere on Earth. But the real buzzer beater was unloading his majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets at a valuation that made the NBA blush. Turns out the Jumpman logo can dunk on a spreadsheet too. 27. Rihanna, net worth $1.4 billion. Fenty Beauty didn't just break the mold, it melted it down and sold it as highlighter. Savage x Fenty turned online bra shopping into a runway show. She owns half of both companies outright, and when LVN slipped her another check in late 2024, she just smiled and said, needed a comma anyway. 26. Kanye West, net worth $1.0 billion. After the headlines cooled, what's left is still impressive. Music royalties that never sleep and Yeezy sneakers that still flip for triple their retail. Word is a new European manufacturing deal just got inked. Your timeline is about to get colorful again. 25. LeBron James, net worth $1.2 billion. 4 rings helped, sure, but it was Spring Hill Entertainment, Blaze Pizza Slices, and a Nike lifetime deal rumored to hit 10 figures that pushed him across the billionaire line. First active NBA player to do it. King still in his prime at the bank. 24. Tiger Woods, net worth $1.3 billion. Prize money's a rounding error. The real green came from 25 years of sponsors who still line up to put their logos next to that red shirt, plus a mini golf chain and a Discovery Plus deal that keeps the cash cups rotating long after the final putt. 23. Magic Johnson, net worth $1.2 billion. Sold his Lakers sliver in 2010 for $27 million. Nice tip money, then turned it into Equitrust Life and 105 Starbucks stores. When Starbucks bought those back last year, Magic walked out $400 million heavier. Showtime isn't just for courtside anymore. 22. Serena Williams, net worth $1.0 billion. $94 million in prize money is cute compared to what Serena Ventures quietly parked in 85-plus startups. 2 of them, Olaplex and Impossible Foods, went public back-to-back. Translation: her seed money grew faster than a 128 miles per hour serve. 21. Floyd Mayweather, net worth $1.1 billion. Undefeated in the ring, undefeated at the box office. One pay-per-view still holds the all-time record, and real estate flips in Vegas and Tokyo keep the nickname money from feeling ironic. 20. Russell Wilson, net worth $1.4 billion. Even Seahawks fans did a double take. Wilson's 9-figure Subway deal and NFL salary are solid, but the jump came when Why Not You Productions sold to Candle Media for $1.2 billion in cash and stock. Cornerbacks aren't supposed to trade like hedge funds. Yet here we are. 19. Strive Masiyiwa, net worth $1.9 billion. Built Econet Wireless from Zimbabwe outward until half of Africa was texting on his towers. His mobile money spinoff, Cassava FinTech, listed in London, and turned his stake into a second fortune. Cell phone towers that mint money, literally. 18. Mo Ibrahim. Net worth, $1.2 billion. Sold Celltel for $3.4 billion in 2005, walked away with a cool billion, then doubled up on African energy plays. Between oil wells and handing out million-dollar governance prizes like party favors, the guy's busier in retirement than most CEOs. 17. Patrice Motsepe. Net worth, $2.7 billion. South Africa's first black billionaire turned a modest mining services shop into African rainbow minerals, gold, platinum, and now battery-grade nickel. Last year, he quietly snagged 15% of a Chilean lithium mine. Electric car makers just added him to speed dial. 16. Oprah Winfrey. Net worth, $2.8 billion. The Oprah effect turned daytime TV into an economy. Own O Magazine and a Weight Watchers stake that's still slimming down nicely. Discovery cut her a $36 million check last year and handed back the IP. She's not just the queen of talk, she's the queen of recurring revenue. 15. Alexander Karp. Net worth, $3.2 billion. Palantir's hoodie-in-chief owns 6.5% of a company that sells governments the ability to find needles in digital haystacks. Every time Congress panics about AI, his stock, and his net worth does another push-up. 14. Jan Kelm. Net worth, $3.5 billion. WhatsApp sold to Facebook for $19 billion back in 2014. Kelm's chunk stayed in Meta stock, quietly compounding while he ghost tweets memes. Heritage check. Dad's Nigerian, so he qualifies, and qualifies hard. 13. Abdulsamad Rabiu. Net worth, $7.6 billion. Sugar, cement, and serious real estate built BUA Group. When he merged his cement ops and floated them in London, shares tripled faster than you can say infrastructure boom. Next up, a 200,000 barrel per day refinery that could print another comma. 12. Mike Adenuga. Net worth, $7.8 billion. Globacom keeps Nigeria talking, but Canoil's offshore rigs are the real money faucet minus 100,000 barrels a day. When crude flirted with $95 last winter, Adenuga's net worth tacked on another billion between breakfast and dinner. 11. David Stewart. Net worth, $8.0 billion. Started worldwide technology in a spare bedroom. Today, it's the largest black-owned company in America. Secret sauce. Government it contracts that auto-renew like gym memberships. The latest cloud security deal with the Pentagon? $7.3 billion over 10 years. Not bad for a bedroom-side hustle. 10. Robert F. Smith. Net worth, $9.2 billion. Vista Equity's playbook is simple. Buy sleepy software, trim the fat, flip it 3 years later at triple the price. One 2024 cybersecurity exit netted him $2.7 billion before lunch. Next fund is already oversubscribed. 9. Rihanna. Net worth, $1.4 billion. Yeah, she's back. Turns out launching Fenty Beauty in India and the Middle East at the same time is pretty good for the bottom line. Analysts nudged her back up. She's just happy the makeup finally comes in her shade everywhere. 8. Tiger Woods. Net worth, $1.3 billion. Remember that TGL Golf League he started with Rory McIlroy? ESPN just paid $3 billion for media rights. Tiger's 10% slice added $300 million overnight. Even his hobbies are cash flow positive. 7. Michael Jordan. Net worth, $2.0 billion. Nike still sends him $200 million a year for the right to keep the Jumpman logo alive. After cashing out the Hornets, he bought a NASCAR T-23XI Racing. When Daytona ratings spiked 18%, so did the team's valuation. MJ doesn't lose, ever. 6. Oprah Winfrey. Net worth, $2.8 billion. Apple TV Plus just locked her up for exclusive documentaries through 2030 for a reported $550 million upfront. She still gets to keep the IP. Oprah isn't staying rich. She's getting richer on her own terms. 5. Alexander Karp. Net worth $3.2 billion. Palantir beat earnings by 40% last quarter. Stock popped 30% in 5 days. If that rumored AI budget passes Congress, analysts say Karp's net worth will sprint past 4 commas before Christmas. 4. Abdulsamad Rabiu. Net worth $7.6 billion. His refinery just secured $3.5 billion in Afrexim bank financing. Once it's online, the facility could push him past $10 billion inside 3 years. Meanwhile, West African cement prices are climbing like they've got a ladder. Nice tailwind for the balance sheet. 3. Mike Adenuga. Net worth $7.8 billion. Canoil's new offshore block came online at the start of the year, adding another 40,000 barrels per day. That single field now handles 8% of Nigeria's daily output. At $95 a barrel, Adenuga's yacht just got bigger. 2. Robert F. Smith. Net worth $9.2 billion. Vista's 8th fund closed at $26 billion, the biggest private equity raise ever. Smith's day one carry? $500 million. Next Forbes update could see him cruise past $10 billion without breaking a sweat. 1. Aliko Dangote. Net worth $19.3 billion. Opened the continent's largest refinery in Lagos last year. It refines 650,000 barrels a day, cuts Nigeria's fuel import bill by 40%, and more importantly, prints money around the clock. His 85% stake in the $20 billion beast puts him so far ahead the runner-up needs binoculars. 30 stories, 30 fortunes, one giant $96 billion mosaic that's rewriting politics, pop culture, and entire economies. Next time someone tells you wealth is all inheritance, send them this list. If you learn something new, hit like, share it with the friend who still thinks Jay-Z's only rich from rapping. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.